So our first task in this section is going to be to actually create our client application. And what we're going to do is we're going to store it inside the same folder as our reactivity solution. But even though we're storing it inside this same folder, it doesn't mean it's got any direct coupling or connection with our .NET projects. We're just going to store it inside here for convenience so that we can easily work on both sides of our application at the same time. Now what we're going to use to create the React application is we're going to use a Facebook tool called Create React App. And I'm just going to come out to the Create React App documentation, which is made by Facebook, the same people that make the React application. And what we're going to use is this particular tool to create our React application. And this is by far and away the most popular way to get started creating a React application today, because it's fully supported by Facebook. And it makes it very easy to upgrade to a later version of React using this particular tool. And it also comes with all of the build tools we need to both build and run our React application. So what we can do, we can very easily create this React application by using this particular tool. But there's a couple of switches that I want to use when doing so, and that's to add a use npm switch, because if we don't, it will default to using yarn if you have that installed on your computer, and I just prefer to use npm. And what we're also going to do is use a TypeScript switch so that we can make use of TypeScript in our React application. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to go back to VS Code, and I'm actually going to close this down for now, and we'll go back to our terminal or console window or command line window, and what we'll do is we'll say npx, and we want to be inside our reactivity solution, by the way, when we do this, and at the moment you should just see your .NET projects inside here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say npx create react app, and then I'm going to use, or we need to give it a name, and I'm just going to call this client app. And then I'm going to use a switch called use-npm, and I'm going to use another switch for TypeScript. And this will provide TypeScript support in our React application. So make sure your command looks identical to this, and just press return, and this is going to go ahead and create our React application. Now this will take a couple of minutes to perform this operation, so I'm going to pause the video and come back once this has completed. And that really does take a couple of minutes to install this. But once we have it installed, we should be able to list the contents of our directory, and we'll see our client app folder inside there now. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open VS Code again. So I'm just going to type in code followed by a period and open up VS Code. And we can see our client app is now available inside here. But before we take a look at what's going on inside here, first of all, let's run our client application. And we can do so by opening up our terminal window, and we'll need to cd into the client app itself. And then we can type in npm start and press return, and this is going to run our React application and automatically open our browser tab as well and display the React application on our page. And this proves that we now have a React application up and running, and we're able to run it and browse to the server it's using, which is on localhost 3000. So what we'll take a look at next is what's contained inside our React project folders, and how we get to this stage, and what's involved in bootstrapping our React application. And we'll take a look at that next.